what would it take for you to come back to SNS?
Nice.
And I'm like, well, what are you doing out here? And he's like, I'm going to the AIM show. I'm just checking some stuff out for people. I said, but you work for a card company. He goes, yeah, but I'm doing some consulting for people. And, we're talking and talking, and he's mentioning SNS, have you seen what's going on at SNS? And you see, it's just, it's a shame. This is going wrong and that's going wrong. And I'm like, yeah, it is. It's sad. It's not what we left.
Right.
And about a month and a half or so later, Brett Smith and his wife are in Vegas. And we get together and go to dinner. And Brett says to me, man, I would love to get the band back together one day. And running down the list of people that we used to work with. And I was like, nah, I don't know, Brett. I don't know that we could ever really get that group and that dynamic back together. I don't know. I think we're older. We've all transitioned a little bit. About 4 or 5 weeks after that, I get a phone call from Brett and Mark. What would it take for you to come back to SNS?
Nice.
No, I'm not moving to Wisconsin. Sorry, I did that once. I hated it. Well, what if you didn't have to move?
Ooh.
Then conversation changed. A couple of weeks after that, I get another phone call, and it's Charlie, Brett, and Mark. Charlie has now gone back to work at SNS. He's like, dude, you got to come back. And I'm like, Berkshire Hathaway, days off. It's really cool. I don't have to work that hard.
Yeah.
Going back to work, I'm going to have to work really
What a lie.
hard.
What a lie.
You guys told me everything that's wrong, and that's a lot of work, and I'm old now. And I get on the phone a couple days after that with Mark Platt, and he's like, send me an email with what it would take for you to come back to SNS. I said, Mark, I'm not moving. He said, well, what if you just had to come back to SNS, for meetings that are important, board meetings, or at least 1 week a month to meet with your team and stuff like that. And I'm like, well, I could do that. So I put together a list of my non-negotiables, and Brett and Mark got on the phone and we walked through all of them. And it was really interesting. So the Drag Specialties MVP show was coming around on September 7th of last year. September 6th was my last day at MyTech.